The lake is serene, a perfect mirror of the morning sky. I cast my line and wait, savoring the tranquility. Fishing has always been my escape, a break from the hustle of my corporate life. Today, though, something feels different, a subtle unease I can't shake off. I push the thought aside and focus on the ripples in the water. I'm James, a middle-aged man with a solid career and a wife I adore. Laura and I have been married for 15 years. We have our routines, our little traditions. I cherish our weekend brunches, our movie nights, our shared laughter. My best friend Mark often joins me on these fishing trips, but today I'm alone, lost in my thoughts. Returning home, I'm greeted by the familiar scent of Laura's cooking. She's in the kitchen, humming a tune. Everything seems ordinary. I drop my gear and head to the bedroom to change. That's when I see it, an unfamiliar pair of pantyhose and a box of condoms hidden carelessly in the drawer. My heart stops. I freeze, staring at them, a cold dread creeping over me. "Laura!" I call out, trying to keep my voice steady. She appears at the doorway, smiling, but her expression shifts when she sees my face. "What's this?" I hold up the items, my hand trembling. Her eyes widen, then narrow. "Those aren't mine," she says quickly, too quickly. "You must be mistaken." "Mistaken? Laura, don't lie to me," I snap, feeling the anger rise. She crosses her arms, a defensive posture I've never seen before. "I'm not lying, James. I don't know how those got there," she insists, but I can see the fear in her eyes. She's hiding something, and my world starts to crumble. I leave the room needing air. I walk outside, my mind racing. The trust I had in Laura is shattered. I can't think straight. I need proof, something concrete before I confront her again. That night I lie awake, listening to her, even breathing beside me, feeling like a stranger in my own bed. The next day I start my investigation. I check her phone when she's in the shower, scrolling through messages and call logs. Nothing seems out of place, but I know there's more. I follow her discreetly, noting her movements, her interactions. She's careful, but I'm persistent. Then I find it. Explicit messages from an unknown number. My blood runs cold as I read them, the words confirming my worst fears. She's been unfaithful, but who is this man? The question haunts me. I confront Laura again, showing her the messages. She tries to deny it, then breaks down, crying and pleading. "I made a mistake, James. It meant nothing. Please forgive me." She sobs, but I can't hear her. My mind is already working, planning. I need to know who he is, and I need to make them both pay for this betrayal. The calm exterior I show her hides the storm brewing inside me. I'm not just hurt, I'm angry, and I won't let this go. I need justice, and I will get it, no matter the cost. The shock of Laura's betrayal sits heavy in my chest. I can't stop thinking about it, replaying every moment we've shared. Every smile, every touch now feels tainted. I decide to confront her again. I need answers. "Laura, we need to talk," I say, my voice cold and detached. She looks up, her eyes red and swollen. She knows this isn't over. "I told you everything, James. Please, can't we move past this?" She pleads, her voice trembling. "No, we can't. I need to know who he is," I demand. She flinches at my tone but remains silent. The room feels like it's closing in on me. I need to get out, to clear my head. I leave without another word, slamming the door behind me. I drive aimlessly, my mind a whirlwind of thoughts. I can't just sit back and let this happen. I need to do something, but what? The idea of hiring a private investigator crosses my mind. It's drastic, but I'm desperate. I pull over and search for one on my phone. Within minutes, I have an appointment scheduled for the next day. The following morning, I meet with John, a grizzled investigator who seems to have seen it all. I explain my situation, feeling a mix of shame and anger. "I need to know who he is," I say, handing over the evidence I've collected. John nods, his expression serious. "I'll get on it. This could take some time, so be patient." Patience is the last thing I have, but I agree. The waiting is torture. Every day feels like an eternity. I continue to watch Laura, noticing every little change in her behavior. She's jumpy, avoiding my eyes. She knows I'm on to her. A week later, John calls. "I have something for you. Meet me at the cafe on 5th. My heart races as I head to the cafe. I find John sitting at a corner table, a folder in front of him. He slides it over as I sit down. His name is Mark, John says, and my world shatters again. Mark, my best friend. The betrayal cuts deeper than anything Laura could have done alone. I flip through the photos and reports, my hands shaking. There they are, Laura and Mark, in various compromising situations. It's all the proof I need, but it doesn't make it easier to swallow. Thank you, John. This is more than I expected, I say, my voice hollow. He nods, his eyes filled with a mix of pity and professionalism. I drive home, the images burned into my mind. How could they? The rage simmers beneath the surface, but I force myself to stay calm. I need to think clearly, to plan my next move. I confront Laura that night. It's Mark, isn't it? I say, holding up the photos. Her face goes pale and she stumbles back, shaking her head. James, I'm sorry. I never wanted to hurt you, she cries. But her words mean nothing to me now. I trusted you, both of you, I say, my voice breaking. How long? 6 months, she whispers, tears streaming down her face. I feel sick. All those times we spent together, all the lies. It's too much. I want a divorce, I say, the finality of the words hitting us both. She collapses into sobs, but I can't comfort her. I leave her there, the betrayal too fresh, too raw. The next few days are a blur. I move into a hotel, unable to bear the sight of our home, tainted with their deceit. I meet with a lawyer, determined to get everything I can. Laura's affair gives me leverage, and I plan to use it. Mark tries to reach out, but I ignore his calls. I can't face him, not yet. The thought of his betrayal fills me with a rage I can barely control. I need to make them pay, but I need to be smart about it. I start gathering evidence, documenting everything. I hack into Laura's email, finding more incriminating messages. I record our conversations, every tearful apology, every desperate plea. It's all ammunition for the battle ahead. I set up a meeting with Laura, needing to discuss the logistics of our separation. We meet at a neutral location, a sterile office space that feels as cold as our relationship has become. James, please, can't we work this out? She begs, her eyes pleading. No, Laura, it's over. You made sure of that, I say, my voice hard. She looks down, defeated. I want the house, and I'll fight you for it if I have to. She nods, knowing she's in no position to argue. The affair has left her vulnerable, and I intend to use that to my advantage. We hammer out the details, each word feeling like a nail in the coffin of our marriage. As we wrap up, I feel a strange sense of satisfaction. It's not just about the material things. It's about taking back control, about making her understand the gravity of what she's done. That night, I finally answer Mark's call. We need to talk, I say, my voice cold. James, I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen, he starts, but I cut him off. Save it. Meet me at the bar on Main. We're going to settle this, I say, hanging up before he can respond. The bar is dimly lit, the air thick with the smell of stale beer and regret. I see Mark sitting at a corner table, looking nervous. Good, he should be. James, please, let me explain, he starts as I sit down. Explain what? How you stabbed me in the back? How you betrayed our friendship? I snap, my anger barely contained. It just happened, James. I never wanted to hurt you, he says, but his words ring hollow. You didn't just hurt me, Mark. You destroyed everything. Why? I demand. He looks down, unable to meet my eyes. I don't know. It was a mistake. A mistake? 6 months of lying and cheating is more than a mistake, I say, my voice rising. People are starting to look, but I don't care. You're going to pay for this, Mark. Both of you. He looks up, fear in his eyes. What are you going to do? You'll see, I say, standing up. You'll see. I leave him there, his face a mask of worry and regret. Good. He should be scared. I head back to the hotel, my mind racing with plans. I need to be careful to cover my tracks. This isn't just about revenge. It's about justice. Over the next few weeks, I put my plan into action. I manipulate them both, planting seeds of doubt and mistrust. I orchestrate situations where they start to turn on each other, their relationship crumbling under the pressure. I leak the affair to our friends, making sure the story spreads. Their reputations take a hit, and they start to unravel. I meet with Laura again, this time to finalize the divorce. She's a shadow of her former self, worn down by guilt and stress. "Sign the papers," I say, sliding them across the table. She hesitates, then signs, her hands shaking. "It didn't have to be like this, James," she says, her voice broken. "Yes, it did. You made your choice," I say, taking the papers and leaving without another word. With the divorce finalized, I move back into our house. My house. The sense of victory is hollow, but it's something. I start to rebuild my life, piece by piece. I throw myself into work, into new hobbies. Anything to keep my mind off the betrayal. One night I find myself at the bar again, drinking alone. I see a woman across the room, beautiful and confident. She catches my eye, and for a moment, I forget everything. I approach her, the thrill of something new igniting within me. We talk, flirt, the chemistry undeniable. It's been so long since I felt this way. We leave together, the night a blur of passion and release. It's a temporary escape, but it's something I desperately need. As I lie beside her, I think about Laura and Mark, about everything that's happened. I know the road ahead won't be easy, but I'm ready for it. I've been through hell, but I'm still standing. I'm stronger now, more resilient, and I won't let anyone betray me again. This is just the beginning. The fight isn't over, but I'm ready for whatever comes next. My life is a whirlwind. Every day I feel the weight of Laura's betrayal. I can't escape it. I need to keep moving, to do something. I decide to confront Mark again. I need closure, some finality. "Meet me at the usual spot," I text him. My fingers shake as I press send. I arrive early, the bar dimly lit and quiet. I order a drink, trying to calm my nerves. When Mark walks in, I feel a rush of anger. He looks like a ghost of himself, guilt etched on his face. "James," he says, sitting across from me. His voice is shaky. "Why, Mark?" I ask, my voice cold. "Why her?" He sighs, looking down. "I don't know. It just happened." "Bullshit. You don't just fall into an affair," I snap. "It was a mistake. I'm sorry," he pleads. I see the desperation in his eyes, but it does nothing to soothe my rage. "I don't want your apologies. I want to understand. Wasn't our friendship worth more?" I ask, my voice breaking. He remains silent, unable to meet my gaze. I finish my drink, the alcohol burning a path down my throat. "I'm done with you, Mark. Stay out of my life," I say, standing up. He doesn't try to stop me. I leave him there, feeling both relieved and empty. Days turn into weeks. I throw myself into work, trying to distract myself. But every quiet moment, every time I close my eyes, I see them together. I need to do more. I need to make them truly pay. I start small. I send anonymous tips to their workplaces, hinting at their affair. It's petty, but it feels good. I need more, though. I start following them, watching their every move. Laura's routine is predictable. Mark is more careful, but I know his habits. I know where to find them. One night, I follow Laura to a hotel. She meets Mark there. My blood boils. I take pictures, my hands steady despite the rage coursing through me. I wait until they leave, then follow them again. They drive separately, careful not to be seen together. I'm relentless, determined. I compile everything, a dossier of their betrayal. I send it to their families, their friends. The fallout is immediate. Laura calls me frantic. "James, why are you doing this?" she cries. "You know why," I say, my voice ice cold. "You deserve this." Mark tries to reach out, but I ignore him. I don't need his excuses. I want them to suffer. I watch as their lives fall apart. Laura loses her job. Her friends turn their backs on her. Mark's wife kicks him out. Their kids hate him. It's not enough. I need more. I hire a lawyer, preparing for the divorce battle ahead. I want everything. The house, the money, everything. The trial is brutal. Laura tries to play the victim, but my lawyer is ruthless. The evidence is overwhelming. She has no defense. I watch her crumble, and a part of me feels satisfaction. Another part feels nothing at all. Outside the courtroom, she approaches me. "James, please, we can work this out," she begs. "There's nothing left to work out, Laura. You destroyed us," I say, turning my back on her. I focus on Mark next. I need to see him suffer. I spread rumors at his job, subtle hints that ruin his reputation. He's demoted, humiliated. It's a slow process, but effective. One night, I find myself at a bar, drowning my sorrows. A woman approaches, her smile seductive. We talk, flirt. Her touch is electric, a welcome distraction. We leave together, the night a haze of passion. It's raw, intense. It makes me feel alive, if only for a moment. The next morning, I wake beside her, feeling both exhilarated and guilty. I think of Laura, of what we once had. It's gone, replaced by this burning need for revenge. I need to move forward, to rebuild my life. I start dating again, cautiously. It's strange navigating this new world. I meet women, but none hold my interest for long. I'm haunted by the past, by the betrayal. I need to find peace, but it eludes me. I see Laura occasionally at mutual friends' gatherings. She looks different, worn down by guilt and stress. I feel a pang of something, pity maybe, but it's fleeting. I remind myself of her lies, her deceit. Mark tries to reconcile, to mend our broken friendship. I refuse. He's a reminder of my pain, a wound that won't heal. I need to distance myself, to cut ties completely. I focus on myself, on healing. I take up new hobbies, throw myself into work. I see a therapist trying to untangle the mess inside my head. It helps, slowly. I start to feel like myself again, piece by piece. One day I run into Laura. She looks tired, defeated. "James, can we talk?" she asks. I hesitate, then nod. We sit at a cafe, the silence heavy. "I'm sorry for everything," she says, her voice sincere. "I know I can't fix it, but I needed to say it." "I appreciate that," I say, surprised at my own calmness. "But it doesn't change anything." "I know," she says, tears in her eyes. I needed you to know." We part ways, and for the first time, I feel a sense of closure. It's not perfect, but it's something. I can start to move on. The next few months are a blur of new experiences, new beginnings. I meet someone, a woman who makes me laugh, who understands my pain. We take it slow, careful not to repeat past mistakes. It feels different, better. I reflect on everything that's happened, on the journey from betrayal to revenge, and finally to healing. It's been a long road, but I've grown stronger. I've learned to trust myself again. Laura and Mark are distant memories now, shadows of a past life. I focus on the future, on what lies ahead. It's uncertain, but I'm ready for it. I've survived the worst, and I've come out the other side. I wake each day with a sense of purpose, of hope. I've rebuilt my life from the ashes, and it's mine. I'm in control, and I won't let anyone take that from me again. The future is bright, and I'm ready to embrace it. I've found peace, and with it, the strength to move forward. The journey isn't over, but I'm prepared for whatever comes next. I sit in my lawyer's office, the air thick with tension. The trial is looming, and we're preparing our final strategy. My lawyer, Rachel, is confident, but I can't shake the feeling of dread that settled in my gut. "We have a strong case, James. With the evidence we've gathered, Laura doesn't stand a chance," Rachel says, flipping through the files. "I know, but I can't help but worry," I admit, my voice strained. "Trust the process. We've covered all our bases," she reassures me. I nod, but the anxiety remains. The next few days are a blur of preparations. I review my testimony, go over the evidence again and again. Each piece, each detail, is a reminder of the betrayal, fueling my resolve. The day of the trial arrives. I stand outside the courtroom, taking deep breaths to steady myself. Laura arrives looking pale and nervous. She avoids my eyes, and I can see the toll this has taken on her. I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. Inside, the courtroom is cold and formal. The judge calls the session to order, and the proceedings begin. Laura's lawyer tries to paint her as the victim, but Rachel is relentless. She dismantles their arguments piece by piece, presenting our evidence with precision. Laura takes the stand. Her voice trembles as she speaks, but I see the defiance in her eyes. "James, I never meant to hurt you. I was lonely and Mark was there for me," she says, her voice breaking. I clench my fists under the table, fighting to stay calm. When it's my turn, I rise, every step measured. Laura, you betrayed me. You lied to me, to everyone. How can you expect any sympathy? I say, my voice steady but filled with emotion. She looks down, tears streaming down her face. The judge watches, impassive. I lay out the evidence, the messages, the photos. It's damning, and I see the jury's reaction. They're with me. Rachel makes our closing arguments, and I can see the impact. The jury deliberates for what feels like an eternity, but it's clear. The verdict is in my favor. Laura loses the case, and with it, everything she's fought for. Outside the courtroom, Laura approaches me one last time. James, please, can we at least try to be civil? She asks, her voice pleading. I don't know if I can, Laura. Not after everything, I say, turning away. The relief is overwhelming, but it's mixed with a deep sadness. This chapter of my life is over, but the scars remain. I return home, the house feeling emptier than ever. I pour myself a drink, staring out the window. The sky is dark, reflecting my mood. I need to find a way to move on, to rebuild. I throw myself into my work, taking on new projects. I reconnect with old friends, trying to piece together the fragments of my life. It's slow, but I start to see progress. One evening, I decide to call the woman I met at the bar. Her name is Emily. We've kept in touch, and there's a spark between us. I need something positive, something new. Emily, would you like to go out for dinner sometime? I ask, my heart pounding. I'd love that, James, she says, her voice warm. We meet at a cozy restaurant, the atmosphere intimate and inviting. Emily is stunning, her smile lighting up the room. We talk, laugh, and I feel a connection I haven't felt in years. After dinner, we walk along the waterfront, the night air cool and refreshing. She slips her hand into mine, and for the first time in a long while, I feel a sense of peace. Thank you for tonight, Emily. I needed this, I say, squeezing her hand. I'm glad, James. You deserve to be happy, she replies, her eyes soft and sincere. We kiss, a gentle, tentative exploration. It's different, new, but it feels right. We spend the night together, the passion intense and consuming. It's a release, a way to forget the past, if only for a moment. As the weeks go by, Emily becomes a fixture in my life. She's supportive, understanding, and exactly what I need. I start to see a future with her, something I never thought possible after Laura. But the past isn't so easily forgotten. I still see Laura occasionally, her presence a constant reminder of what I've lost. She looks broken, and a part of me feels responsible. I push those thoughts away, focusing on the present, on Emily. One evening, Emily and I are at my place, cooking dinner together. The atmosphere is warm, filled with laughter and the scent of delicious food. James, I've been thinking, Emily says, her tone serious. I know you've been through a lot, but I want us to have a future together. I want that too, Emily, more than anything, I say, taking her hands in mine. Then let's make it happen. She smiles, and I feel a surge of hope. We make plans, talking about moving in together, about the future. It's a bright spot in my otherwise tumultuous life, a beacon of hope. But life has a way of throwing curveballs. One day I receive a call from Mark. I hesitate, then answer. James, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but I need to talk to you, he says, his voice desperate. What is it, Mark? I ask, my patience thin. Can we meet? Please, it's important, he pleads. Reluctantly, I agree. We meet at a quiet cafe, the tension palpable. James, I know I've made unforgivable mistakes, but I need your help. Laura's in trouble, he says, his eyes filled with worry. What kind of trouble? I ask, skeptical. She's fallen into a bad crowd, and I think she's in over her head. I don't know what to do, he admits, his voice breaking. Despite everything, a part of me still cares about Laura. I can't just turn my back on her. Fine, I'll see what I can do, I say, against my better judgment. I start looking into Laura's situation, using my resources and contacts. It's a dark, messy world she's involved in, and I realize how deep her troubles go. Drugs, debt, dangerous people. She's spiraling, and I need to act fast. I confront her, finding her in a dingy apartment. She looks gaunt, exhausted, a shadow of her former self. Laura, What the hell have you gotten yourself into? I demand, my anger mixed with concern. James, please, just leave me alone, she whispers, her voice weak. I can't do that. You need help, and I'm going to get you out of this, I say, my resolve firm. I pull some strings, calling in favors. It's risky, but I manage to get her out of immediate danger. She's resistant, but I push her into rehab, hoping it will be the start of her recovery. It's a long, grueling process, but she starts to improve. I visit her, our conversations awkward but necessary. Thank you, James. I don't deserve this, she says one day, her eyes filled with gratitude. Everyone deserves a second chance, Laura. Don't waste it, I reply, my tone serious. With Laura on the path to recovery, I feel a sense of closure. I've done my part, and now it's time to focus on my life, on Emily. We move in together, our relationship growing stronger each day. I find peace in the little things, in the moments of happiness we share. One evening, as we sit on the porch, watching the sunset, Emily turns to me. James, I love you, she says, her voice soft. I love you too, Emily, I reply, feeling the truth of those words. The past will always be a part of me, but it doesn't define me. I've found strength in my struggles, and now I have a future to look forward to. Life is unpredictable, but I'm ready for whatever comes next. With Emily by my side, I know I can face anything. The journey has been long, but I've emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to embrace the happiness I've found. Emily and I sit on the porch, the sun setting in the distance. The tranquility is a stark contrast to the chaos of the past months. I feel a sense of calm I haven't experienced in years. My phone buzzes, breaking the moment. It's Rachel. James, we need to discuss the final steps of the divorce settlement, she says, her voice professional. All right, Rachel, let's get it done, I reply, feeling the weight of finality. We finalize the details over the next few days. The legalities are exhausting, but necessary. I get the house, most of our savings, and the freedom I've been craving. Laura agrees to everything, her spirit seemingly broken. Thank you for making this as painless as possible, I say to Rachel, shaking her hand. It's my job, James. Take care of yourself, she replies, a hint of concern in her eyes. With the legal battles behind me, I focus on rebuilding. Emily and I settle into a comfortable routine. She moves in, bringing warmth and laughter into the house. It feels like a fresh start. One evening, as we cook dinner together, she turns to me, her eyes serious. James, I've been thinking, what if we take a trip? Get away from all of this for a while, she suggests. A trip sounds perfect. Where do you want to go? I ask, intrigued. Somewhere peaceful. How about a cabin in the mountains? She says, her face lighting up. The idea is appealing. We make plans, booking a cabin for the next weekend. The anticipation of the trip brings a lightness to our days. When we arrive at the cabin, it's everything we hope for. Secluded, surrounded by nature, it feels like a different world. We spend our days hiking, exploring, and simply enjoying each other's company. The nights are filled with passion, a reminder of the new life we're building together. One night, as we sit by the fire, Emily snuggles close to me. James, I love this. I love us, she says softly. I do too, Emily. More than I can say, I reply, kissing her forehead. The trip strengthens our bond. We return home, ready to face whatever comes next. But life has a way of testing you when you least expect it. A few weeks later, I receive a call from Laura's rehab facility. Mr. James, we have a situation with Laura. She's had a relapse, the voice on the other end says. My heart sinks. I knew this was a possibility, but it's still a blow. I'll be there as soon as I can, I say, hanging up. Emily looks at me, concern etched on her face. Laura's had a relapse. I need to go, I explain. Do you want me to come with you? She asks, her hand on my arm. No, I think I need to do this alone, I reply, feeling the weight of responsibility. At the rehab facility, Laura looks worse than before. Her eyes are hollow, her body frail. James, I'm sorry, she whispers, tears streaming down her face. I know, Laura, but you need to fight. You can't give up, I say, my voice firm but gentle. I don't know if I can, she admits, her voice breaking. You can. You have to. For yourself, I insist, gripping her hand. I stay with her for a while, offering what support I can. When I leave, I feel a mix of hope and despair. I can't save her, but I can try to help her save herself. Back home, I collapse into Emily's arms. She holds me, her presence a soothing balm to my raw emotions. "You did what you could, James. That's all anyone can ask," she says softly. "I know. It's just hard," I reply, my voice choked with emotion. The days pass, and I focus on my life with Emily. We continue to build our future, finding joy in the small moments. But Laura's situation lingers in the back of my mind, a constant reminder of the fragility of life. One evening, I receive a call from Mark. I hesitate, then answer. "James, I've heard about Laura. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything," he says, his voice sincere. "Thanks, Mark. It's a lot to process," I reply, unsure of how to feel. "If there's anything I can do," he trails off. "I'll let you know." "Take care, Mark," I say, ending the call. Emily and I talk about the future, about what we want to achieve together. We discuss dreams, hopes, and the life we're building. It feels good to have something to look forward to, a shared vision. One morning as we sip coffee on the porch, Emily turns to me with a smile. "James, I have something to tell you," she says, her eyes sparkling. "What is it?" I ask, curious. "I'm pregnant," she says, her smile widening. For a moment, I'm speechless. Then joy floods my heart. "Emily, that's amazing. I'm so happy," I say, pulling her into a hug. The news brings a new sense of purpose. We prepare for the baby, planning and dreaming about the future. It's a bright spot in a life that's had its share of darkness. The months pass, and we welcome our baby into the world. Holding my child for the first time, I feel a profound sense of love and responsibility. This is a new beginning, a chance to create something beautiful. Laura's recovery is slow but steady. She's working hard, determined to rebuild her life. We keep in touch, offering support when needed. It's a fragile piece, but it's something. Mark moves away, starting a new life. We don't speak often, but there's a sense of closure between us. The past is behind us, and we both need to move on. Life with Emily and our child is full of joy and challenges. We navigate the ups and downs together, our bond growing stronger. I find happiness in the everyday moments, in the laughter and love that fills our home. One evening as we sit on the porch, I reflect on everything that's happened, the betrayals, the pain, the healing. It's been a long journey, but I've emerged stronger. I've found love and purpose again, and I'm ready for whatever the future holds. "James, are you happy?" Emily asked, her eyes searching mine. "Yes, Emily, I'm happy. I'm finally at peace," I reply, kissing her softly. The journey has been hard, but it's led me here, to this moment. I found strength in the struggle, and I'm ready to embrace the future with open arms. The past may have shaped me, but it doesn't define me. I'm ready to write the next chapter of my life, and I know it will be filled with love, hope, and endless possibilities. The night air is cool as I sit on the porch, staring into the darkness. My mind races with thoughts of the upcoming confrontation. I know I can't avoid it any longer. It's time to face Mark one last time. "James, are you sure about this?" Emily asks, her concern evident. "I have to, Emily. It's the only way to move on," I reply, my voice firm. I head to the bar where we agreed to meet. It's quiet, a stark contrast to the turmoil in my mind. Mark is already there, looking as worn out as I feel. He stands as I approach, but I motion for him to sit. "Thanks for coming, James," he says, his voice subdued. "Let's get this over with," I reply, taking a seat. We sit in silence for a moment, the weight of everything unsaid hanging between us. Finally, I break the silence. "Why, Mark? Why did you do it?" I ask, my voice steady but filled with emotion. He sighs, looking down. "I don't have a good answer, James. I was selfish. I let my own desires cloud my judgment." "That's not good enough," I say, my anger flaring. "I know. I'm sorry," he says, his voice breaking. "I've lost everything because of my mistakes." "You lost more than that. You lost my trust, my friendship. You betrayed me," I say, my voice hard. "I know, and I'll regret it for the rest of my life," he says, his eyes filled with regret. We sit in silence again, the pain of the past hanging heavy. Finally, I speak. I'm trying to move on, Mark. For Emily, for my child. But I need to know you understand the damage you've done, I say, my voice firm. I do, James. I truly do. I'm working to be a better person, but I know I can never make up for what I did to you, he says, his eyes sincere. I nod, feeling a strange sense of closure. I hope you find your way, Mark. But we're done. I can't have you in my life anymore. He nods, tears in his eyes. I understand. Take care, James. I leave the bar, feeling a weight lifted. It's not perfect, but it's a step toward healing. I head home, where Emily is waiting. How did it go? She asks, her eyes searching mine. It's over. I've said what I needed to say, I reply, pulling her into a hug. We stand there, holding each other, the warmth of her embrace soothing the pain. I know the road ahead won't be easy, but I have hope. The next few months are a whirlwind. Emily and I focus on our future, preparing for the arrival of our child. We attend doctor's appointments, set up the nursery, and dream about the life we're building. One night as we lie in bed, Emily turns to me. James, do you ever think about the past? Sometimes, but I try not to dwell on it. We have a future to look forward to, I reply, kissing her softly. She smiles, her eyes filled with love. I'm glad we're in this together. Me too, Emily, me too, I say, feeling a sense of peace. Our baby arrives on a sunny afternoon, bringing joy and chaos into our lives. Holding my child for the first time, I feel a profound sense of love and responsibility. This is what matters now. My family, my future. Laura's recovery continues, slow but steady. She's working hard to rebuild her life, and I'm proud of her progress. We keep in touch, our conversations becoming more open, more honest. One day she calls me, her voice filled with emotion. James, I wanted to thank you for everything. I wouldn't be here without your support. You're doing the hard work, Laura. I'm just glad to see you getting better. I reply, feeling a sense of closure. Take care, James. I hope you find happiness, she says, her voice sincere. I already have, Laura. I already have, I reply, ending the call. Life with Emily and our child is full of challenges and joys. We navigate the ups and downs together, our bond growing stronger. I find happiness in the everyday moments, in the laughter and love that fills our home. One evening, as we sit on the porch watching the sunset, Emily turns to me. James, are you happy? Yes, Emily, I'm happy. I'm finally at peace, I reply, kissing her softly. The journey has been hard, but it's led me here, to this moment. I've found strength in the struggle, and now I have a future to look forward to. The past may have shaped me, but it doesn't define me. I'm ready to write the next chapter of my life, and I know it will be filled with love, hope, and endless possibilities. Emily and I continue to build our life together, finding joy in the little things. We take trips, explore new hobbies, and create lasting memories. Each day brings new challenges, but we face them together, stronger for our shared experiences. One evening, as we sit by the fire, Emily turns to me with a smile. James, I love this life we've built. I love us. I do too, Emily. More than I ever thought possible, I reply, pulling her close. Our life isn't perfect, but it's ours. We built something beautiful from the ashes of the past. We found strength in each other, in our love and in our resilience. I watch my child grow, amazed at every new milestone. Each laugh, each step, fills me with pride and joy. This is what I fought for, what I endured for. This is my reward. The past will always be a part of me, but it doesn't define me. I've learned to forgive, to let go, and to embrace the future. I'm stronger for my experiences, and I'm ready for whatever comes next. One night, as we sit on the porch, Emily and I reflect on our journey. We've come a long way, haven't we? She says, her eyes shining. We have, and I wouldn't change a thing, I reply, squeezing her hand. The stars twinkle above, a reminder of the endless possibilities that lie ahead. I've faced my demons, confronted my past, and come out stronger. I've found peace, love, and hope. I'm ready for the future, ready to embrace whatever comes next. Emily rests her head on my shoulder, and I feel a sense of contentment. This is my life, my future. I've fought hard for it, and now I can finally enjoy it. The journey has been long, but it's led me to this moment. And for that, I'm grateful. I take a deep breath, savoring the cool night air. The past is behind me, the future bright. With Emily by my side, I know I can face anything. We've built a life together, a life filled with love, joy, and endless possibilities. Here's to us, Emily. Here's to our future, I say, raising my glass. To us, James. To our future, she replies, her smile radiant. We clink glasses, sealing our promise. The journey continues, but now we face it together, stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever comes next. The morning sun filters through the curtains as I lie in bed, holding Emily close. The peacefulness of the moment is a stark contrast to the chaos we've endured. I think back on the journey, the pain, and the growth. It's been a long road, but we've made it. James, are you awake? Emily's voice breaks the silence. Yeah, just thinking, I reply, kissing her forehead. About what? She asks, her eyes searching mine. Everything we've been through. How far we've come, I say, a smile tugging at my lips. She nods, understanding. We've come a long way, haven't we? We have, and I wouldn't change a thing, I say, pulling her closer. We get up and start our day, the routine comforting. Breakfast is a noisy affair with our child, laughter filling the room. These are the moments I live for now. After breakfast, I head to my study, the place where I've found solace and clarity. I sit at my desk, looking at the stack of papers in front of me. Legal documents, plans for the future, reminders of the life we're building. It's a mix of business and personal, a testament to our resilience. My phone buzzes, a message from Laura. She's doing well, finally finding her footing. It's a relief knowing she's on the right path. We both moved on, but there's a mutual respect now, a recognition of our shared past. James, do you have a minute? Emily calls from the kitchen. Coming, I reply, heading her way. She's holding a letter, a look of surprise on her face. It's from Mark. I take the letter, my heart pounding. I open it, reading the words carefully. He's moved away, started a new life, and found some semblance of peace. He apologizes again, expressing his regret and wishing us well. Are you okay? Emily asks, concern in her voice. I am. This is closure in a way, I say, folding the letter. We can move on now completely. She smiles, her eyes soft. I'm glad. We spend the day together, enjoying the simplicity of our routine. Each moment feels precious, a reminder of how far we've come. In the evening, we sit on the porch, watching the sunset. The sky is painted in hues of orange and pink, a beautiful end to the day. James, what do you see for our future? Emily asks, her voice thoughtful. More of this, I say, gesturing to the world around us. Peace, love, and endless possibilities. I like that, she replies, resting her head on my shoulder. The days turn into weeks and life continues with its ups and downs. We face challenges, but we tackle them together. Our bond grows stronger, our love deeper. One evening, as we sit by the fire, Emily turns to me with a serious expression. James, there's something I've been meaning to tell you. What is it? I ask, my heart skipping a beat. I'm pregnant again, she says, her eyes shining. Joy and surprise flood me. That's amazing, Emily. I'm so happy. We embrace, the promise of a new life bringing hope and excitement. The future is bright, filled with new beginnings and endless possibilities. As we prepare for the arrival of our second child, I reflect on everything that's happened. The betrayals, the pain, the healing. It's been a journey of growth and resilience, of finding strength in the face of adversity. Our child is born on a crisp autumn day, filling our home with laughter and love. Holding my newborn, I feel a profound sense of purpose. This is what I fought for, what I've built with Emily, a life filled with love and hope. We continue to build our future, finding joy in the everyday moments. Our home is a sanctuary, a place of peace and happiness. I watch my children grow, amazed at each new milestone. Each laugh, each step fills me with pride. Emily and I take trips, explore new places, and create lasting memories. We find joy in the little things, in the laughter and love that fill our days. Our bond grows stronger, our love deeper. One evening as we sit on the porch, Emily turns to me. James, are you happy? Yes, Emily, I'm happy. I'm finally at peace, I reply, kissing her softly. The journey has been hard, but it's led me here, to this moment. I've found strength in the struggle, and now I have a future to look forward to. The past may have shaped me, but it doesn't define me. I'm ready to write the next chapter of my life, and I know it will be filled with love, hope, and endless possibilities. The stars twinkle above, a reminder of the endless possibilities that lie ahead. I've faced my demons, confronted my past, and come out stronger. I've found peace, love, and hope. I'm ready for the future, ready to embrace whatever comes next. Here's to us, Emily. Here's to our future, I say, raising my glass. To us, James. To our future, she replies, her smile radiant. We clink glasses, sealing our promise. The journey continues, but now we face it together, stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever comes next.